The Chicago Bulls put up a downright pathetic effort against the Indiana Pacers on their own home court. What all went into this loss? We'll talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it, man. I don't even got a lot to say in regards to this loss by the Chicago Bulls. It really just came down to this team just did not, they were not prepared. And despite a run in that third quarter where the Bulls actually won the third quarter by 3 points, this was in large part a piss poor effort by the Bulls. It just is what it is. The Pacers, who have been a team that has not really quite looked like themselves, Tyrese Halliburton, a player who hasn't really looked like himself so far this season. He goes 9 of 17 from the field for 23 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals in this game, only 2 turnovers, 21 points from Pascal Siakam, 19 points from Ben Mathurin in this game as well. We allowed 17 points from Obi Toppin and 17 for TJ McConnell off the bench as well. Like, the Pacers just did whatever they wanted to do tonight. And this, again, kind of shows that class separation with the Chicago Bulls. There's different classes and calibers in the NBA. And the Bulls sit in a place where, because of two things that really hold this team back greatly, the lack of half-court offense and a downright terrible-ass defense, it's going to hold this Bulls team back. And while the Bulls can beat teams like the Brooklyn Nets without most of their players, they can beat teams like the Washington Wizards, they can beat teams like the Spurs without Wemby, this team is a far cry away from being a team that could really compete for anything meaningful. And that's why this Bulls front office cannot get distracted by momentary success, wins, or anything like that to keep them from whatever they feel is needed to improve this team. Whether that means trading your veterans to go all in on the draft, whether that means adding in pieces that can help you win now, whatever it is. You can, like, the Bulls are going to look great in some games. They just are. It's by the nature of a more offensive league, things like that. But when it comes down to it, how many of those close games can they win? When it comes down to it, how many victories can they eke out, right? When or comebacks, things like that. It seems far away from being able to really accomplish those things in any type of meaningful way. And as long as they are, unfortunately, the Bulls are going to have some fun wins, but they're going to have some bigger losses when it comes down to it. And that's just where this team sits right now. That's who this team is, and that's probably not going to change, right? We talked about how good the Bulls have looked on offense. They've looked great on offense in some of these games. But you need more than just above the break threes, even though we are in a three-point shooting league. You need a bag. This Bulls team has no bag. What did I call it? The button mashing offense. That's really what this and that phrase becomes more and more true almost every time you see the Bulls in games like this. And unfortunately, that's probably just where this is going to be this season for this team. I don't see any realistic way around it. I just don't. I don't. And so, hey, it is what it is. For what it's worth, Zach LaVine, who had a great third quarter in this game, he scores 32 points in this game. We get every starter in double-digit figures, 13 points from Nikola Vucevic, 9 rebounds from him. You know, Vuce just, it's much better, a much different Vuce when you're actually playing against some legit size. 19 points from Coby White in his first game back. He goes 7 of 19 from the field, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. You get 32 points from Zach, which you talked about. 15 points from Io. Io's still looking pretty damn good out there. He shot an efficient 6 for 8 from the field. Love to see the performance that Io DeSumo had. But again, nobody's really impressive in this game. Josh Giddey had his 10 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal in this game. He went 0 of 6 from three-point range. 0 of 6 from three-point range. At some point, you just got to stop shooting. Now, I understand why Josh Giddey doesn't stop shooting them, because the moment that Giddey stops making threes, every defense in the NBA knows exactly what they need to do with a player like Josh Giddey. He's going to have to take those threes to open up and leave any type of threat out there that he's going to provide something. But the unfortunate part is that we've seen it. It is what it is. He's not a great shooter. We know this. I listen, knock. Hello. Josh Giddey, 3-point shooting. It's not there for you, my boy. And so in games like this where he doesn't have it going, it's important for Josh Giddey to get be impactful in other places on the court. And like overall, and wasn't just him. I'm not singling him out. Like again, the Bulls were absolute trash, god awful in most of this game. So it's unfortunate. It is what it is. Manas Busalis, 18 minutes played with 8 points, all of those being scored in the first half of the game. We got 10 points from Jalen Smith in this game as well. And man, it's really unfortunate, man. That's all I can say. 56 points allowed in the paint. Only 9 points allowed off turnovers, which was really good for the Chicago Bulls. Second chance points, we won that. Fast break points, we won that. It just wasn't enough. That's just what it comes down to. It was not enough. Got to figure it out. BKR. Coaching killed us tonight. We were red hot in the first quarter, and then bang. The wrong adjustments are made, and we go completely away from the positives we've had recently. Well, I think also some of it is, yes, coaching does have a place in it. But I think also when you look at it, like we got killed when we had our smaller lineup out there, and the Pacers just completely ate what I can't remember what it was. They went on a really big run after we went with that smaller lineup in the first half of that game, and it just never really regained it after that. And so, that goes back to, the Bulls have some roster issues. Of course, we know that. Those have been there. Those have been evident for a while now. But outside of just those roster issues, like there are other things that are just impacting this team, man. Tyrese finally gets out his slump, and it had to be against the Bulls. This is what it is. Haize, if you was on the Bulls and y'all lose games, I bet you want shake the other team's hand after the game. Huh? I just don't give a fuck how good we are offensively anymore. If you can't defend, we're going to lose every night, 1,001. You got to be, and that's like, if you look at over the last 5 games for the Bulls, like our defensive rating was 19th, right? Over the Bulls' last 5 games before tonight. And so, like I've said many times, this Bulls team is so good offensively that as long as if they can be decent, defensively, it changes a lot of things. Unfortunately, we're just not able to do that consistently enough. We're just not. Billy's rotations suck, man. Giddey, the Bulls don't need him. I mean, Zach's third quarter actually hides the 12 for 22 night he had. Great point there, BKR. Do you think the offense has been better this season than their other? Yes. I mean, yeah, by far. It's night and day when it comes down to that. This game is a perfect example of why we need Patrick Williams. He may not be super good offensively, but his size definitely does help in this lineup. I mean, and one thing that Patrick Williams has done well today, this season so far is actually guarding up, right? Like when Billy Donovan has put him on centers, he's actually done a pretty good job. I'm not saying that he's like, it's amazing or anything like that, but he's done a pretty good job. And for a team that lacks size, when you get some point of attack defense like that on centers, it definitely helps you as well. John says, White brings bad luck of the Bulls team. They should trade him. Giddey's better than. Listen. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'm just going to let it go. Just going to let it go. I'm just going to let it. You know what? No, I'm about to be petty. So hold on. I'm going to pull this up so nobody can say that I'm flubbing the stats. We're going to look at this real quick. So this way everybody else can see this. I want everybody to see this right here. This is when Josh Giddey, so y'all can see Josh Giddey on. Y'all see that on? When he's on the court, the Chicago Bulls are at negative 90, have a net rating of negative 4.9, have an offensive rating of 115.5, and a defensive rating of 120.4. Keep in mind, with defensive rating, the lower number is the better number. So sure, let's blame it all on, and let's change it. Hold on. Let's change it. Let's go when Josh Giddey's off the court. You see that? When Josh Giddey's off the court, the Bulls are a +1. We have a defensive rating of 116. Again, lower number is the better number. An offensive rating of 116. We still have a negative net rating, but it's much different than when Josh Giddey's on the court. Still a solid enough pace at 104. Assist percentage still of 65%. Still 65% of our buckets are assisted, even when Josh Giddey isn't on the court. Now, let's flip that. Let's change this to on-off. Let's go to Kobe White here. Let's go to when Kobe's on the court. Negative 57. Negative 57. It's not, I'm not saying that it's all of a sudden at 1-2. They both are trash. Listen, Kobe White's putting up more points. Great. Great. Now let's go when Kobe and Josh Giddey are off the court. Plus 28. Positive net rating of 6.7. See, this is why I don't like narrative. The Bull, it's not just, oh, Josh Giddey's better. They're both right now. What the data is showing us, that these motherfuckers both are hurting the Chicago Bulls. Thank you. Two cheeks of the same ass. We got to stop trying to blame it on one player. We got to start looking at things objectively, y'all. Come on. Come on. Come on, fam. Some of y'all will cut off your nose to spite your face. Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears, I just wonder who going to win the championship again. Shit, as of right now, nobody. Nobody. Damn it. No, that wasn't today. That's overall on the season. That's not just today's game. That's the season, my boy. That's the whole entire season. Trash. That's why I said it's not just about blaming it on one player. Cheeks. Absolute cheeks. As much as Josh Giddey hurts us in games at times, y'all just can't pin the entire season struggles on one player. Facts. It's not just one player. It's not just one player. And that's often, and that's why I said, since I've been doing this, you know what? I'm not even using this mic. It's not even coming from that mic. Why is that mic in my face? I don't know. But for those people that want to blame one player for the Chicago Bulls struggle, wake the fuck up. Wake up. It's not just Josh Giddey. It's not just Kobe White. It's not. It's structurally what this team is. This team is butt. That's it. This team is ass. It is. We might as well change our name to the Chicago Bulls J-Lo. J-Los. That's what we are. Ass. That's the value that we have to the world. Ass. We can't do shit right. We got one asset in the world. That's our three-point shooting and our pace. What did J-Lo bring to the world? Butt cheeks. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's it. Motherfucker can't sing. It's been a 12-pack of ass. That's what it's been. Y'all sitting here arguing over the left cheek or the right cheek and not realizing y'all sitting knee-deep in the butt crack. It's ass. That's what it is. Booty. That's the word of the day. That's how the Bulls are playing. Booty. That's it. Don't say I didn't tell y'all motherfuckers. I've been telling y'all the same shit since the season started. When people wanted to argue it, Haize, maybe you're being too harsh on the team, this and that. What? This team is bad, man. And real talk, when it comes down to it, so like I need everybody to come to the realization. And listen, this ain't to come at nobody, but I'm gonna start naming names. ATS, Ecos come to the realization. Eco Beans come to the realization. My boy Winton, um, Corn, everybody needs to come to the realization. It do not allow momentary, like goddamn ATS has been in the comment section for the last 2 days. Oh, the Bulls can go on a 5-game win streak. What in our history? What in the last years of niggerdom have you seen from this Bulls team that has told you that this Bulls team can go on a 5-game winning? I don't give a damn if the Bulls played the Wizards 5 games in a row. You cannot expect a 5-game winning streak from this team that's a 12-pack ass when you don't have any semblance of defense and you don't have a half-court offense. What the fuck did you expect? I just want to know. You find me a team. Find me a team that has no half-court offense to say. And don't anybody go to, well, the Pacers last year, they were a great offense, but they were a terrible defense. Yeah, you know what? They were the best offense in the league, and they were damn near as good in the half-court as they were on fast breaks. The button mashing offense is still alive. That's what this team is. I need everybody to come to that realization. It'll save you some frustration. It'll save you some time. It'll save you some badass takes. No, this Bulls team isn't going to suddenly turn it around and look like one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. It's not going to happen. No, this team is not a top 7 team in the Eastern Conference. No, this team is not still middle of the pack. No. It's still early in the season, and a lot of other teams are still getting their shit together. Telling y'all, I've told y'all, this is going to end ugly. It's going to be just like Reggie's mama. No substance, dead, and ugly. That's what it's going to be. That's what listen, I'm telling y'all. But no, people don't want to listen to Haize. People don't want to do that because people want to wink, look, squint their eyes and say, bam, we're the 9th seed. No, the fuck we're not. Come on, man. Wake up, people. Wake up, people. This offense only works with the no. That's wrong too. No, this offense actually does work against better defenses. The problem is though, is that when at some point you run out of gas, right? And where other teams are able to, is they have some type of defense. The Bulls' defense is god off. We're the worst defensive rating in the league. And so at that point, like even if your offense does look good, eventually you just run out of gas. That's it. If the front office didn't make that trade, the Bulls will have less problems. Now they added another one. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, this is for people, and this is another thing that Bulls fans do. I'm not coming at you, Migs. I'm just saying in general. Bulls fans will stick to opinion and just keep riding that shit out. No, I tell you what, you can put Alex Caruso on this team right now. Yeah, the defense looks a little bit better. We're still ass. We're still ass. Don't blame just the Alex Caruso trade. You can reverse that Alex Caruso trade, and guess what? Still a 12-pack. No, we go from a 12-pack ass to a 10-pack ass. Now, that could be enough to help the Bulls be in the play-in, but as we've learned before, what the fuck comes from that? What comes from that? Nothing. Nothing. You still knee-deep in a butt. That's what you still are. Haize, Susan I'm frustrated, but the simple things that we should be able to control, that's what gets on my damn nerves, like turnovers and wasting away points on turnover. Who's Susan? Who is Susan, Shay? Who's Susan? That's what I want to know. Who the hell is Susan, Shay? Is that what you write on your left hand? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I hate how the lottery is constructed. We're either like 8 or 9 or 15. Shaking my head. I mean, that's the way. And look, when it works out for you, you love it, right? Like when the Bulls had a 1.3% chance to get the number 1 overall pick, and we get Derrick Rose, right? At least the Bears play Sunday. That's a positive. The way that these Bears have been playing. Haize, you the real MVP, my dude. I wish you can talk to this team to motivate. They don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want that. They don't. Because I wouldn't just want to talk to the players. I'd want to talk to AK and Eversley and look at them in their face and be like, what the fuck y'all doing, bro? What is the plan here? What are you doing, AK? That's what I would want to do. Vooch has been playing pretty solid until this game. He tends to vanish against decent centers. I mean, Vooch has played well against good centers before. But I will say this, like, I mean, we took advantage of mismatches that Vooch had last night, for example. That's what a team should do. We should be a team that's taking advantage of mismatches. So, but I think overall, you still got to look at it like this. Like I said, cheeks, this team is ass. It's a 12-pack of monkey ass. That's it. We should be embracing losing this game, honestly, to help us get a better pick. I mean, but it's clear that this team isn't necessarily outrightly tanking. What's your favorite Shayism? Mine is when he enters the chat 26 minutes early and has a full conversation with himself. My favorite Shayism is still Dell and Harry. That's going to go down in infamy. I'm sorry. That's the best thing that I've ever seen in my life. That is the best typo that I have literally ever seen in my life. The Dell and Harry will go down in infamy forever. That was Shay at his peak. That was peak Shay. Peak Shay. Dell and Harry. That was peak Shay. You gotta love. Listen, but we all gotta admit, we love Shay because Shay is Shay, right? Jalen Smith, you a center, stay in the paint, no more 3-point. Unfortunately, I gotta disagree there because Jalen Smith has been very important to the Bulls' 3-point shooting. Now, I will say this: I want to see more than just 3-point shooting from Jalen Smith. I want to see more lob actions ran for him, like intentionally. We don't do that. When can Billy get out of office and we rebuild so we actually become decent contenders in 4 years if we do shit right? Listen, if for the Bulls to be contending for what? Let me just be clear. What are you saying contending for? Because if the Bulls contend for a title in 4 years, things have gone very, very right. Very, very right. Don't know if I trust it, but hey, we'll see. Getting your pick is great, and it is a nightmare season if lose the first round pick, but it's also awful to watch the team lose like they do. At the end of the day, we're still fans of the team. That's facts. That's big facts. Jalen has gone very cold from 3 lately. Unfortunately, need him to get out of his slump. Yeah, I mean, listen. Like I said, I would like to see more lob actions ran for him. Things like that we just don't do consistently. So I would love to see that from Jalen. But again, you're asking Billy Donovan to actually coach. So take that for whatever it's worth. Asking Billy Donovan to actually coach some shit. That can leave you up Shit's Creek real quick, real fucking quick. So, oh man, that takes us. Damn, was that 2 years ago? When somebody says Vooch got ejaculated, that was hilarious, bro. That was the best typo ever. That was the best typo ever. Haize, why can't we play defense though? Trash. Bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you think Zach should post up more? He's athletic than most shooting guard, small forwards. Plus, he would go to the foul line more. I mean, I don't think Zach has a post game yet, right? Like when you see guards like Dwayne Wade and Kobe and how they added a post game later in their career, I don't know if Zach really has that bag yet. I don't know if he does. How do you expect us to keep seeing red when all we keep seeing is losses? Well, you should be pissed off. See red. Be pissed. Be mad. I've never said don't be mad. I've never said see red got to be a positive either. Go the fuck off. So listen. You gonna do the Bulls post game video on Sunday? Yes. I'm gonna hear every game. Every game. I don't do locked on Bulls on certain days, but Bull Central is around every game. Giddey looks like he needs a lot more work on his strength and conditioning. While he never have the speed and athleticism, he looks very weak and sluggish at times. I have to look out for that. I can't say that I've ever seen that before, but that may just be the fact that I just haven't noticed it. So I'm not saying that you're wrong there. You could very well be right. I don't think strength has ever been something I've looked at Josh Giddey and been like, yeah, he's just not a strong player. He does have positional size and length for his position, but we'll see. It seemed like the rotation we had yesterday was better without Kobe. And I love Kobe as a player, but Io needed the ball more. And Giddey, 0-6 on 3-point, got to stop shooting when it ain't falling. I mean, yeah, but the problem is like I said before, I get why Josh Giddey does it. I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying that it's still that it's the best basketball, but like, what else is he gonna do? Unless you and that's why Billy Donovan is taking Josh Giddey off the court at times. Because what else is he gonna do? What else is he gonna do? Because like Josh Giddey's not good off ball. He's still, those type of things. And so like Josh Giddey's one of those players where it's like if his shot isn't falling, everything, and I've talked about it before. Josh Giddey is a confidence player. When Josh Giddey loses confidence, I mean, it's real, and early in the game especially, it's always going to be hard for him to get it back. And that's not me trying to shit on Giddey. Remember, I'm not a guy who's like completely against Josh Giddey. I'm not a Josh Giddey hater. But I am a realist when it comes to watching my team, and that goes with everybody, not just Josh Giddey. I hope that people realize that it's fair. Remember when I was criticizing DeMar DeRozan, and people were like, "Well, Haize, like what?" It's like, well, shit. What do you want me to do? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real. We got some serious shit that we need to work on. But then again, like I said, this could all be by design. And I've said this before as well. Maybe it's my conspiracy theorist brain. I can admit that could be a possibility here. But if what's the one thing that you can do? If you don't want to outwardly tank, you still want to sell season tickets, but you don't want to outwardly tank because you don't want to upset people and be like, they just don't care about what they're putting out there. You make sure that you build a team with no fucking defense. I'm just saying, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm just saying, I can read between some lines sometimes. And so while the Bulls aren't outwardly tanking, we have increased our opportunity to be bad by having a terrible defense. And I think that that's what we're going to continue to see as we go to the trade deadline. By the way, I'm sorry. I got to say it. I got to acknowledge it because I'm proud of my work. Do y'all see this fucking background? Do y'all see what we've done here? Do you see? I got the Bulls and the Bears in the palm of my hand. That's it. Like, tell everybody, if you're not getting your Chicago sports coverage from Chi-Town Sports Central, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm just wondering. Get familiar. Get correct. Make better decisions in life. That's all I'm saying. Haize might be on this. I'm telling y'all, it's just, listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I am. But yeah. Do you think other Bulls players are confidence players? Yeah, I mean, I think like Dalen Terry's a confidence player. Go look at Dalen Terry when he hits like his first couple of shots and has really good defensive possessions, and look at how he plays the rest of the game. I think Dalen's a confidence player. Trying to think who else is a confidence player. I mean, everybody's kind of affected by confidence, but I define confidence players as like when they're playing with confidence, they do everything. Like we've seen Josh Giddey when he's playing with confidence, and he actually is over there giving tons of effort defensively. So that's what I define as like a confidence player. And so I think Dalen and Josh are probably the two players you can point to the most as being confidence players on this team. You stole the set from Quentin. No, I did not. Come on, get it together. Them are the best two teams in Chicago. I just wonder who's gonna win a championship between them two teams. Bro, if you waiting on either the Bulls or Bears to win the title, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna have great pubic hair before the Bulls or the Bears win the title. I'm just telling you that right now. Just don't even worry about it. Lorenzo Ball, who is that? Who's that? Where on this team have you ever seen somebody named Lorenzo Ball? Where? Point to him. Point him out. Point him out. Please find Lorenzo Ball for me. I'll wait. We're supposed to lose. You got that right. Yes, go Bulls. Show respect. Get that top 10 pick. Still know we can get better. We'll see. We'll see. The Bulls' main objective is to lose games and get that 10th pick or better. Trade Zach and Vooch. Then they can start off with a young team and hope the players can grow and improve in jail. We'll see. We will see. But all right, y'all, I got to get ready to go do Locked on Bulls for the final time this weekend. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message, and or voicemail for the mailbag, number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace. And unfortunately, no winning outro tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the daily. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.